Oh my god, what's going on, everyone? Shinmoku here, and today we're taking a look at the 8.5 balance bonus update. Anyways, so this just dropped. So if you guys don't know, pretty much sometimes even before the actual stream of the patch notes is finished, they drop the notes. They drop the full notes. In my opinion, this is just it's a lot easier just to read it through this way. Admittedly, you do miss a couple things here and there as you're going along. I mean, sometimes I miss just little nuggets that were covered in the stream instead, where they cover absolutely everything in depth. So if you prefer that way, I get it. But I mean, this just cuts the time of reading the patch notes down to like a quarter, maybe a fifth of the amount of time. So let's hop into these bonus update notes and see what's going on at High Res Studios. First off, under items, okay, the enhanced purple buff decreased the attack speed from the enhanced portion from 15 to 10%, 20% total. Okay. My issue is kind of that it also shreds prots. I feel like you kind of have to have one or the other. The attack speed or the prot shred. I don't think protection shred is necessarily really a fair thing to put in conjunction with attack speed because it's such a devilish combo. That's not really very descriptive. It's a really good combo just because obviously you get a lot of shred as ADC anyways. So just stacking all this shred on top of crazy high auto attack damage, not great. But I mean they're still trying to balance it, removing some attack speed from the enhanced one. I don't think purple buff is the problem with ADCs, obviously. So let's get into this starter. Gildadero. Decreased gold gain per successful marked target kill from 10 to 7. I mean, you're going to really, like, 3 gold, the people are like, 3 gold? What? That's nothing. This item's OP. But 3 gold, it's really going to add up. I mean, you have some people hitting almost like 50 marked targets a game, 50 times 3, 150 gold swiped away from you. Just from this nerf, right? And that's like 50 marked target kills. That's like a really good match of like killing the targets. Yeah. So sorry, I had to switch the music track there. But yeah, that's a good little change. Good start. Ornate arrow, of course. This is the. Oh no, ornate isn't the crit one, is it? I actually don't know the arrows because I don't play ADC. I don't like crit either. Decreased percentage gain from 20% to 5%. Massive, absolutely massive nerf to this. And then diamond arrow. Oh, they're not even touching the crit on this. Very interesting. Or do they both give crit? Me brain not big. So decrease the bonus gold per minion kill from 10 to 7 to get another 3 gold decrease. Decrease the gold per god kill from, -9 on that one. Pretty nice changes, but not the changes I think people wanted to see. Of course, the fact that you can get crit, as well as the crit items themselves being very good, not just these, but also the fact that you get there quicker because of the extra gold from this little item tree. It did really turn into a nasty little combo going on. One that made crit feel completely unfair and there was just no noticeable balance to it. Dude, it's the song again. Okay. The question kind of became, what's the balance to this? If you literally put items into the game that give you crit and give you the gold to get to the crit, where's the balance? So I think that the very idea that this item not necessarily exists, but that these items are connected to crit directly is a bit of a problem. Because in that sense, what's balancing crit right now? Nothing. It's unbalanced. That was bigger brain than I thought. Wow. When I started talking, I was like, oh god, I don't play ADCs. I don't know anything. Executioner decreases attack speed from 25 to 20. Executioner is a really cool item. I really like this item. It's just, obviously right now, maybe a little OP. I don't know. I don't think you should touch Executioner. I think it's a really great item for ADCs to have. It's just a great shred tool, right? Of course, bringing in dominance and things like that, maybe that's an alternative. Executioner has been around forever, literally since like season 1. Actually, closed beta probably, I think. So maybe people want to move away from it at this point, but I think it's a great staple ADC item, and I don't think we should be touching that. Other things I think should be touched around it. And then Anax's bow, which was goated last season, gets a power buff from 25 to 35, so a 10 power increase. That's really nice. they're obviously trying to switch the ADC builds around a little bit. So this is cool. That's a cool way of doing it. Trying to get Atalanta's bow back into it. Of course, I think people probably have PTSD from when this item was really, really good. But, I mean, they've really scraped a lot of the power away from the item when they did that big nerf on it. I think that was at the start of Season 8. But cool. Okay. I don't mind having that item come back. Just have it not have 20% pen on it, please. Aussie, increase was goodbye. This item's dead. I mean, it was a cool little in-betweener item. They've kind of done away with those, which I'm really sad about. Having those like 1,700 gold in-betweener items no longer really a thing in SMITE. Big disappointment. This item's just... I just get sad every time I see it. Bluestone Pendant, decrease HP 5 from 20 to 10. Okay. I think this item's issue is more the tick damage. Just the raw tick damage being a bit too much, not really the HP 5. But I understand where they're coming from. They want a more noticeable trade-off. Trading off sustain, because of course you want a Star Ram to have a little bit of sustain in it. It'd be silly if it didn't have any. So they're maybe thinking, you know, this is giving a little bit too much sustain. And of course, a lot of the characters who are buying this have built-in sustain as well. So I guess they just want to have more be of a more damaged focus, keep the damage and give us the same, which I understand. I don't know. It's pretty explosive though. I mean, some characters just destroy with this item like a tear. Oh, forget about it. It just hurts your eyes seeing how much damage it does. Oh, Bluestone Brooch, they're touching this. Decreased bonus damage from 75 to 50. Okay, so this is in between. I was wondering if this is going to be a revert, but nope, it's in between. In between the two damage numbers, which makes sense. I mean, this was crazy. Like, once warriors, especially King Arthur, got this item, it was hilarious. He could kill you with this item alone. He didn't need ability, auto attack damage, damage from items. He didn't need any of that. He could just kill you with Bluestone Brooch alone. And of course, stance switches like Tyr as well really benefited from it. And then even just the little guys, like Achilles, who only has can only proc it twice, right? Twice or 3 times. He still really benefited from it and it felt great, even though he wasn't abusing it. So that's when you know something. That's when you know something's wrong. So glad they're touching that. Reinforce shoe. It doesn't say removed from the game. Come on. Decrease CCR from 20% to 10%. Okay, that's not a bad way to touch it, I guess. Reinforce Greaves, same thing. Okay. I mean, don't love it, but don't hate it either. I guess they don't want it in the dirt, but I think all the players want it in the dirt. Well, at least I do. Gods, Persephone, so decrease the bite magical power scaling from 50% to 40%. Fair. Yeah, these things, especially early game, you just throw them down the lane constantly, and it's so annoying to try and deal with. I haven't played mid with it yet, but I mean, I've jungled for plenty of mids against Persephone, and it just seems like the absolute worst experience of your life. Trying to deal with these flowers, especially of course, I'm talking about the bite portion of it when it runs at you. So okay, I think that's fair. I think a lot of people were hoping for a revert on our kit, but this works too. Gilga Fresh, a slow duration decreased. Okay. I mean, this is so minor. I mean, in the heat of combat, you may or may not feel that. The thing is, he just sticks to you anyways. You know what I mean? Like, it's not really a big deal that it's so decreased. Okay. Please nerf dropkick already. Okay, they are. Burst damage scaling decrease 65, 55. Bonus damage scaling. Okay. So that's like a 15% decrease. That's okay. I don't know. I think they just need to change. I don't know how many of you guys watched my Gilgamesh breakdown video, but I was genuinely shocked how far he kicks you. I think the range from where he can kick you is a little bit too much. Like, people who don't really have the drop kick down, they're kicking people too far away. And then when a Gilgamesh does kick you directly into a wall that was 45 million light years behind you, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't really feel fair how far he's able to kick you. So I think that's where I think they want to change this, is just how far he can kick you is the problem. Because I think if you do get the, essentially an on her impale, right, it should be rewarded. But it's something you're being rewarded for not really doing much, because it's really hard to, you can't miss it really. All you can really mess up is the angle at which you kick them. And then if there's just a wall in this solar system, then you're good. It's gonna hit the wall. So moving on to King Arthur, cool. Decreased damage mitigation. On the passive. I don't think they've ever touched this. Damage mitigation from 1.5 per stack to 1% per stack. 2%, you may or may not notice it. I mean, the passive is really not the problem with this character, but it's so hard because he's such a cool and fun character and unique character, so it's hard to suggest that they change the way his kit works, but it's becoming more and more clear every time an item that procs off of abilities comes around. King Arthur just has a field day every single time. He just becomes crazy strong. And then when they're not in the meta, he's still pretty strong. So it's hard to say if this is where we should go with this. Because keep in mind, I mean, Final K doesn't, but everyone else under the sun goes Reinforced Greaves on King Arthur, tanks everything up, and it's GG. Well, Tank Boots got nerfed, but it's only the CCR portion. He's still going to be just as tanky. And so what's the 2% really going to do? Honestly. Not much, I don't think. I don't think they want to over-nerf him. Because, again, like I said, unique, fun, really cool character. So, we'll see what happens in the future with him. Heimdall. Decreased Heimdall's critical strikes from 75 to 65. Okay. Not 75, sorry. 70 to 65. Okay. We take those. Thank you. That was ridiculous how much he crit for. I didn't expect him to do that. I'll be honest. I really didn't. That's great. I'm actually glad. And then increase the base cooldown. Just remove the Bifrost. I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see it ever being a very fair and fun ability. There's obviously a lot of ways you can play around it potentially, but just the way it works, the way Heimdall can just hold his 2 over you essentially, just so you can always get away. It's literally longer than a Giannis ult, potentially, the distance you can travel with it. I think they just need to not have this ability be a thing, or change the way it works at least. Have it so you can only place one totem, I know they're not totems, totem in a certain amount of time, say like 20 seconds between them, so you can't auto-attack cancel with them anymore. I don't know, something needs to change with this ability. I think it's really unfun, unfair, and most of all, uncool. It's just uncool. But great. I think it's great that they're touching his critical strike damage. It was ridiculous. I think it was Cyclone Spin was playing him, was critting for like 900 damage. Not cool. Not cool, man. Ymir. Okay, increased cooldown on the wall by 2 seconds all across the board. Sweet. I mean, I'll take that. I hate Ymir. Such an... Well, saying that's probably going to get me like 15 dislikes, but I can't stand playing against him. He's so annoying. But, I guess, yeah, the wall's a good place to start. I mean, already, not even barring the, what did he get, 3 or 4 buffs last season that he got. Just the map change with how tight the jungle has become really helped Ymir out a lot. Like, the walls can really cut off a lot of very strong entry and exit points, so... You know, this is a good place to start to try and take him back a little bit, but not completely lose the fact that we finally have Ymir be a meta pick. Then on her, increase the cooldown to 75 seconds to 90 seconds. Good. This is a good change. His ult was at 75 seconds. Oh, sorry. His ult was at 75 seconds forever. I'm not really sure why. It was always one of the hardest hitting abilities in the game, and makes him CC immune and shreds protections. It's not a super overpowered ability because, of course, it is pretty easy to juke, and you know it has the whole. This like, turning a battleship around trying to get all the spears out into one person, but it's still a really great ability, and again, makes him CC immune for like a second and a half. So, yeah, I think just normalizing the cooldown is something that should have happened a little while ago. Especially, pretty much as soon as Anhur was meta, they should have changed the cooldown. Now Athena. Decreased reaches scaling. No! Decreased reaches subsequent hit scaling from 25% to 20. No! It's this feature. Oh, they're talking about the subsequent hit. We rewrote the whole description to better describe this as well as to more clearly describe. Okay. So, okay, yeah, that's fair. I mean, it basically made all of Athena's already decently high damage combos just crazy high damage with the, like, if you just get full comboed by an Athena, um, like, you know, dash auto, 2 auto, 3 auto. I mean, the reach would genuinely do like 200 damage, like more than her dash or her 2 would do together. Her reach would do more damage then, so it was a little unfair. Um, but yeah, so I get that. Try and reduce her damage with the reach. I think that's an interesting way to go with it. Or they could just, you know, revert it, revert the taunt doing damage. Then decreased the base damage from 160 to 140, and that scales as you go up. So it's not 20% across the board. It's just scales less strongly as you go. Makes sense. That's a decent change, I guess. Athena's a problem because she has a bit of everything, but like she was out of the meta for so long, right? And then just this one change just completely changed people's outlook on her. Maybe she was decent the whole time, people just didn't see it, or maybe this extra damage really was what put her over the edge. I do think it's a mix of both. I think she was a lot better than people gave her credit for, but even now I do think she's a little overrated. Like, okay, yeah, she is one of the best Guardians, no doubt, but I don't think she's crazy bonkers broken either. So I think probably from here you'll see her be a little more normalized. Because I mean, some of the Guardians in the game now are just kind of ridiculous, and I think Athena fits in just fine now. Now that she's you know, all remodeled up and slight kit changed up, I think she fits in genuinely. Like, just look at Cerberus, look at Terra, Ymir, Xing Shen, just these crazy high damage numbers on all these Guardians that could genuinely solo you. They could genuinely just solo you, no problem. And you know, it's something that's been going on for a while, and it's not like Athena just suddenly oh wow, she does more damage than Cerberus. No, she doesn't. She does not. She factually does not. Has not. You know, but the CC's better, sure. Okay, I get that. But I do think she was a little overrated when the damage got added to the top. People went kind of nutty, and I don't think she was ever that crazy insane. Yeah. Well, yeah, she was crazy insane way back in the day, right? When there was literally less Guardians in the game. But that's the bonus notes, and that was a lot. Oh my god. Rambled a bit, but wow. That was a lot for one bonus notes. Changing a lot. Some of the top-end stuff getting scraped away. Not whisked away, because these are all light taps, I would say. These are all light taps. Tapping Persephone, Gilga, King Arthur, just very minor changes. Helpful, but minor changes. And then, you know, again with the boots, you know, more light changes. I think this is probably the biggest one. The Bluestone Brooch nerf. You're going to notice that big time. And yeah, I'd say that those are probably the most important. And we'll see as we go on if the Gildadero gold changes really help. I do think they'll be helpful. But I do think crit is still going to be very, very strong in the meta for ADCs during this bonus patch. But yeah, it'll wait to be seen. So that wraps it up. Thanks for watching.